Hello and welcome back to Asia Now. My name is Alex, and in this video I'll tell you about an American PDF file denied entry to the Philippines. A 65-year-old woman regrettably mistakes this for a dog toy. Philippines National Police and the Department of Foreign Affairs disagrees with China's travel advisory, cautioning its citizens about travel to the Philippines, and more, beginning with our USD to peso exchange rate. Right now, $1 is equal to 57.16. That's what it closed at. And let's jump straight into our main story. An American registered offender was prevented from entering the country by immigration officers at the Ninoy Aquino International Airport last August 25th. The BI Commissioner Joel Anthony Viado identified the American man as Daniel Allen Macomber, 54, who arrived on board of Korean Airlines flights from Seoul. Officials' records received by the BI state that Macomber was convicted in 2006 for in the second degree, wherein the victim was only 6 years old. As a result of the denial of the entry, Macomber's name has been added in the BI's blacklist, effectively barring him from re-entering the country. You know what? This actually reminds me of a comment that I got yesterday. Somebody got really offended, or maybe I touched a button or something. So I think it's time to clear up some information in case you guys are new to the channel or have forgotten. I cannot say certain words or talk about certain topics without being demonetized, ineligible, or having the video restricted to 18 plus. Therefore, I changed some of the words. And I assume you guys are all grown up to understand what I'm talking about, right? When I say PDF file, put it together, man. I gotta spell it out for some people. Most of you guys understand, but if you're new to the channel or wondering why do I speak in code sometimes, why don't I just directly say it? It's because of that. And if you guys are a bit more curious of what happened, this person says, bleep bleep on a child is not messing around. What the fuck is wrong with you? So they're very angry. And somebody tried to defend me by explaining why exactly, word for word, in which case this person still wasn't understanding and says, well then find a better expression that emphasizes it's a crime. And yes, a child cannot consent, so it's a crime. So I said something wise like, you must be new to the channel or YouTube. And this person basically lost it, man. And the attitude is like, anyway, they're like, oh, bye Felicia, you can't take criticism because you don't understand. See, I can't take criticism. I feel like you are the one not being able to understand why I speak a certain way. Once again, this is not for me. I don't care, bro. Say whatever you want. I'll just kick you off the channel. That doesn't bother me. But for you not to be offended or have maybe some recollection of your childhood, probably traumatized, I'm sorry to hear that, but it's not me that did it. So either way, nobody's trying to downplay what happened. It's just I cannot say certain words. If you got an issue, maybe consider taking it up with YouTube, okay? And next up, let's go on to our next story. The Philippines National Police refuted China's travel advisory warning of worsening security in the Philippines. The PNP said that all 21 kidnapping cases reported this year involved Chinese nationals targeting fellow Chinese nationals, not the general public. PNP data also showed that overall crime dropped by 16.5% from January to August compared to last year. The Chinese embassy had urged its citizens to be cautious and avoid high-risk areas, but the DFA rejected, that's the Department of Foreign Affairs, rejected the advisory, calling it a misrepresentation. Philippines authorities said they are addressing the cases, which mainly involve crime committed by Chinese against Chinese. In case you guys are wondering exactly what was said specifically in the advisory, I'll give you a very quick overview. Quote, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the Chinese Embassy and consulates in the Philippines remind their fellow Chinese nationals to closely monitor local security, exercise increased caution, strengthen self-protection measures, avoid high-risk areas, and ensure personal and property safety. I'm curious to know, which side do you fall under? Are you with the Chinese Embassy because it's a high case of kidnapping, and they never once says Filipinos doing it, they're just saying in the Philippines, right? So they're not really saying specifically Filipino people. Or do you think the PNP and the DFA are right because this is not fair, it's not a good representation when your own people are doing this stuff against your own people just because they're in the Philippines does not make it a dangerous place? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Plus, this must be really frustrating for the Department of Tourism, right? Because when you think about it, they have to basically obviously talk about the facts that it's Chinese on Chinese, but they also have to not basically deflect and say, oh, it's not us, so basically try to downplay it either, right? So they have a hard job because they have to still try to promote the Philippines, but these things are still happening. So on one hand, you can see it from both sides, right? You don't want to be like labeled as something you're not, but then again, you don't want to address the concerns that those tourists are having trying to come to your country. A very complicated and I think stressful situation for Christina Fresco over there at the Department of Tourism. Let's go on to our next story. In the airport, despite a spike in terminal fees, the service charges at the Ninoy Aquino International Airports, NAIA, are still the lowest in Southeast Asia, according to Manila International Airport Authority, MIAA. I talked about this story last year when it was announced, and now this year, 2025, September 14th, I should say, within 2 weeks, these new fees are going to go into place, doubling basically from the last ones, but the airport authority is saying it's still the lowest in Southeast Asia. Staying with some airport news, the return of these flights restores convenient access to Malaysia's capital and Macau, Asia's gaming hub, after services were halted at the height of the pandemic. So from Cebu, you can go to Macau and to Kuala Lumpur. Amazing. Another reason to skip NAIA if you don't want to go there and have to go to Kuala Lumpur or Macau. More options, more flights, I think more convenient for everybody. Let's go on to our next story. This one is in Thailand. A 65-year-old woman in Samut Prakan was hurt after accidentally mistaking a dangerous homemade item for a toy and tossed it towards her dog. Oh my goodness. The object went off immediately, also causing minor injuries to the 43-year-old nearby. So another person. Fortunately, both are now in stable condition. Authorities are investigating its origin, with reports suggesting it may have been left behind by local youths. I don't know, man. You pick up something from the ground. I mean, I guess you could take sticks and stones and throw it, and the dog would catch it. The lady probably thought, hey, look at this dog toy. And next thing you know, the thing went off. So pretty scary stuff. I'm glad nobody got seriously injured. Speaking of injuries, staying in Thailand, a 25-year-old Scottish tourist, Aidan McDonald, was injured during a road dispute in Mae Hong Son, Thailand on August 26th. The incident reportedly began after a near collision involving his motorcycle and a local resident vehicle, which led to a heated exchange outside a hotel. During the altercation, Aidan sustained an arm injury, but was later taken to the hospital for treatment, surprisingly by the same man involved in the dispute. This guy had a change of heart. He pulled it again, and then he felt bad and took Aidan to the hospital. Luckily, he's in stable condition as well. It goes to show you easy to say from behind this camera and in my house or in my apartment without being in a heated dispute on the road. We've all been there, rage and anger when driving. It's already stressful enough, and somebody does something stupid. You start going off, and next thing you know, somebody pulls something and oh shit. So yeah, I'm glad that nothing serious happened here. Very quickly, a 6.0 magnitude earthquake took the lives of over 600 people in Afghanistan, also injuring 1,500 more people. Cool, bro. It's not like they have enough things to worry about. Now, earthquake like that taking so many lives, tragic. And then in what the moment, a crazy random story, Ormoc City priest suspended after taking part in Masonic rites. Buddy, pick a side. Which side are you playing on? The good guys or the devil? And then for a feel-good moment, check this out. Students wearing creative anti-cheating headgear during midterm proves that exam season just got a fashion upgrade. With school season around the corner, this throwback is making people smile again. These students in the Philippines once took their midterm exams wearing handmade anti-cheating hats. Some wore boxes with flaps, others crafted paper crowns, while a few built elaborate contraptions that looked more like costumes. The idea was to make it harder to peek at a seatmate's paper while turning a stressful exam into something everyone could laugh about. The professor behind the idea, Angelo Iborra and Mary Joy Mandane Ortiz, said it was never about embarrassment. I hope not. It was about honesty, creativity, and showing that even the hardest seasons can be faced with humor. Let me know what you guys think of that, and I'd love to hear which one of those costumes was your favorite. I'm not gonna lie, at first I thought it was what? Then I realized these are students, this is something fun, and it brought a smile to my face. Each costume even better than the previous one. If I had to pick, I don't know, there's some very creative ones. Some guys went all out. Some people was like very basic, but I think even the photo of the men in black with the little taser to make you forget, I think that was pretty, at least for me, very clever and entertaining. I cannot find the words to describe. But you know what I'm talking about. And now it's time for a segment Yesterday Today, where I share some of the most popular comments regarding our previous video. Starting with yesterday, I asked you guys to let me know if you can see the super thanks and which country you're from. Thank you all for sharing the location of you are and whether you can see that super thanks button or not. And a lot of you guys took the chance to go ahead and buy me a super thanks, so I really do appreciate it. And it was really cool to see. So thank you all these people here. And it was really cool to see, like, some people could see it, some people could not see it, and then some people could see it on a laptop, some people only see it on a phone, and I just love seeing all the different countries that actually watch this video, so I was not expecting some of those places, so thank you for taking part in that. And some of the top comments are, that guy did not look Indian. I don't know what Indian bodies are supposed to look like because his face was blurred, so the man was fit, I agree. So maybe not a typical Indian body, is that like too stereotypical? Anyways, I don't know what an Indian body is supposed to look like, but since we had his face covered, I'm surprised that we still got 5 likes, but I guess maybe you guys saw a picture that I didn't see. And then Sinful says the level of graft and corruption is staggering. The amount of greed people will display at the expense of citizens is nauseating. No Love says those that have the luxurious vehicles should be investigated and then put in jail. That brings us to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to share your thoughts regarding any of the videos and stories I covered today. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Guys, my little sister's here with me, and she has crazy hair. Say hi, Alaya. Say hi. Here.